Right, now we're almost towards the end of the maths syllabus. I guessed it would be about 40 sessions, and I'm kind of right on that. It looks like about 40. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to do financial maths, okay? Financial maths is it's really, let's say it's everyday sort of like life. This is what we're going to be dealing with now. So let's look at financial maths, but before we do, are we all aware that if we put, and this might sound really stupid, but if you invest money in a bank, you get paid an interest fee, don't you? You get paid, not a fee. Let's say you get interest income, don't you? Okay. What is the bank's prime business? A bank actually sells you money, doesn't it? That's a bank's job. It sells money to us, right? So how do they make their money? Well, quite simple. When they lend money, right? When they lend it out, they charge the customer an interest, right? So you're going to get, over here, you're going to get an interest charge. Okay? That's to the customer, isn't it? Right? So you get charged money. You get charged money to borrow money. When you invest money in the bank, you get an interest paid to you, right? This is when they lend money. This is when people invest money. The difference there is the bank's income, okay? So obviously it's not the only way they make money, but essentially their business is lending money, selling money to people, right? Okay, now let's just have a look at a few different terms. We've got basically, the first thing we need to know is the principal, okay? This is the amount, okay, I'm not going to call it amount. I'm going to call it money invested or borrowed. Okay, this is the now money. I'll explain what I mean by the now money in a few secs. Okay, then we've got the amount. Okay, this is the end of term money. Okay, now the last thing we've got here is I, which is the interest rate. The interest rate and the N is the term. This is how long. All right. Now let's just pause a second. We're going to look at it. We're going to say, right, I'm going to invest money now, or I'm going to borrow money now. So the now is the current piece. This is time zero. Okay. Because all of this is time dependent, isn't it? It's all got to do with time. So what do? We say, okay, this is now. We put down now, and that is our principal. That's the amount now. Okay. Then we are going to we're going to pay interest or we're going to get interest. It's going to be interest paid or interest received. Okay. And it's going to go over a period of time. All right. So this is the time. Currently, it's going to more than likely be in years, okay, that we're going to be talking about. The interest rate is usually a percentage, okay? But when we are going to apply it in the formulas, we don't use the percentage, we use the decimal part of it. You'll see in the examples that we're going to do, okay? Now, the next bit is we've got two kinds of interest, two types. We've got simple and compound. And I think it was Albert Einstein that said compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe. Because what he was saying was that the money that you've invested in compound gets interest on top of the interest. So compound is actually interest on interest. Simple interest is just interest on its own. All right? Now, when we approach these problems, okay, and I'm not sure how it's being done with you guys, with your teachers, your curriculum, your school, all I can emphasize or all I can suggest is, in order to clarify it, do a timeline. Okay, I do know that let me just write that out. Timeline. A timeline makes it very easy to understand. And if you get used to drawing a timeline now, next year and grade 12, the timeline, you kind of can't solve the problems without it. And they ask you to draw it anyway as part of the solution to the problem. What is a timeline? Well, it's a line. There you go. That's the line part. Okay? I know I'm sounding a bit facetious, but that's the line. You put time on it. So this is time 0, which is now, right? And this is the end. Okay? So it's after n periods. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5 years. All right? So you draw the timeline, which is the number of years that it's going to be, and then onto that we're going to put what we're doing. Okay? We're going to put what we're given, because it stands out as to say, this is what you're given, okay, guys? This is what you have to calculate. It's the missing one on the timeline, all right? Okay, so let us say we do it like this. Now, I just want to put in here, okay, this is what we're given now. So this is the principal, okay? This is now money, okay? Then we say, okay, we are going to get out more money, aren't we? Or pay more, right? This is the amount. Okay, so what can we say? We are saying, therefore, that this line is going to grow over the years to that height there. I'm just going to put in a straight dotted line there. Okay, so let us say the amount that we invested, the principal, all right? Let's say the amount that we invested was 1,000 Rand, or the amount that we borrowed was 1,000 Rand. Doesn't matter. Okay? Then let us say that the red amount at the end of this period over here is going to be, let's say, 1,200 Rand. Okay? It means, doesn't it? Just have a look. You put in 1,000 Rand, you got out 1,200. How much was the interest? 200, wasn't it? It's the difference between the two. So you can say here, okay, this little piece here, this is the interest amount. That's the interest you paid or the interest you received. Correct? So straightforward as this. Just got to keep your wits about you, which one you're talking about. So we say, all right, I put in, here's my 1,000, right? There, and there's 1,200, isn't it? Whoops, let me put that in red. Sorry, guys, let's just keep to our color scheme. Red, that's going to be 1,200 there. Well, what's the difference? Is the 200, that's the interest you paid or the interest you received? Okay? Critical to understand those. Right. Now, therefore, what is the next? Let's have a look. There's 2 separate formulas that you have to know how to use. All right? There's the formula for simple interest, okay, and the formula for compound interest, okay. Let's first of all do simple interest. Simple interest, okay, is going to be equal to A is equal to P1 plus IN, and compound interest is going to be A is equal to P times 1 plus I to the power of N. Okay? So, that's the only thing you need to know. When we draw this thing, okay, I do this, and I mean, this is how I was taught it, and I'm not saying it's right, but hey, it's worth a thingy to do. So you say to yourself, right, okay, put in what you know. I always put my I in here, percentage, and I convert it to a decimal. Okay, if I know it. N is down over here, so I say N is 5. So we put in what, can you see in this one here? We don't know. Okay? We don't know what the thing is, do we? So we say, all right, we don't know. Can you see I is what we don't know here? So let us work out as an example what the interest rates are. Okay? Let's go back to our formulas. Okay? And just put in, right, first of all, let's do it using simple interest, right? A is the amount. So A was 1,200 is equal to 1,000 times 1 plus I don't know, I, and N was 5, right? All I've done is stuck it into a formula. And what do I do now? Well, I make I the subject of the formula. How? I can give you a tip here, okay? Please, if you're using the calculators, okay, that's great. But, and here's the point, please, when you use it, okay, use the brackets that I've shown here. If you don't, you will get garbage. Absolute rubbish will come out of it, okay? When we get to grade 12, I always say to the students, please write them into like 4 or 5 decimals and just do it step by step, okay? Don't try and do everything in one step on the calculator because it can go horribly wrong. And it's not worth throwing away 3 to 5 marks just because you were trying to do it too quickly, right? You've got that 3 to 5 minutes. The method we're doing here doesn't take you that much time. It's very quick using this recipe. Do the timeline, do the drawing, put in what you know, and then calculate the rest. So let's have a look. What do I do here? Okay, I first of all divide by the 1,000, don't I? So that becomes 1.2 is going to be 1 plus 5i. Therefore, I now take the 1 over to the other side. 0.2 equals 5i, and I've got to add a page over here. All right, and there we go to page 2. There we go. Okay, can you see? Let's just scroll back up. 0.2, therefore I is going to be equal to, I haven't done this one, but let's just see. It's 0.2 divided by 5, up 0.2 divided by 5. It's going to be equal to 0.04, right? Therefore, I is going to be equal to 4%, and we always write it like that. That stands for per annum, which means per year. All right? Let's do the same calculation just for the heck of it with compound interest. Well, it's the same, isn't it? It's going to be equal to 1,200 is equal to 1,000, 1 plus I to the power of 5, right? Now I need to find I again. So I do the same. 1.2 equals 1 plus I to the power of 5. Oh dear, what do I do now? Remember from our surds, what do? We take the 5th root of both sides. Because if I take the 5th root of both sides, or the nth root, depending on what year, how many years you've got, right? That's just because it's 5 years. If it was 4, I take the 4th root. Okay, so I take the 5th root. That is going to leave me with 1 plus I, isn't it? What is the 5th root of 1.2? Well, basically what you're going to do is you're going to say On your calculator, there is a button that does it. I'm just going to do it using 1.2 to the power of 1 divided by 5 is 1.037. 03714 is equal to 1 plus I. Therefore, I subtract 1 is going to be 0.03714, which is 3.71%. I just multiplied by 100, didn't I, to get it to a percent? Okay, times by 100, times by 100 to get to the percent. If they give us the interest rate in percent, what are we going to do? Yep, you're going to convert it to a decimal, right? What did I do here? Let's just take you through that one quickly. Okay, what did I do? Let's say we've got 1.25 and we need to find the 6th root of that. Okay, so in fact it's 6 years. Same problem, I'm finding the 6th root, right? Or the 7th, it's the same thing. I have converted that to 1.25 to the power of 1 over 6. This is what I use for my calculator. So I would say 1.25 and then to the power of 1 divided by 6. And you check yours, you get 1.25 to the power of 1 divided by 6 is going to be equal to 1.03789. Which is then 1, okay? And that would, when I subtract the 1, obviously it's going to be the 3.8%. But just make sure that you get that calc there, right? So you're going to do your number to the power of, and then your third over there, okay? Right. Now, let us say they say, on someone's 21st birthday. So let's just make a note here. On J, 21st birthday. Okay? Write this one down. Do it with me. Or just get to the timeline and put your own notes into it, right? He receives how much money? 50,000 Rand. Gee, it's not bad, eh? From an investment made, from an investment made on her 13th birthday. Okay. The investment received 10% per annum. Okay. So this is I. Okay. It's given. How much invested? How much was invested? Okay, how do we do it? What did I say? Timeline first. Okay, from where to where? Okay, obviously we know a 0 is here. Okay, and we say, okay, there we go. This is our 21st birthday. I am 21 years old. So we're going backwards in time. How far? To the 13th. Okay, and if you're a bit worried, count it out. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Can you see what I did? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I can now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 years. So N is equal to 8 years. Okay? Please don't worry about doing it like this, right? Doing it thingy, splitting it up. Don't guess it. Don't just say, oh, that minus that is that. Draw it in. Just check yourself, okay? Because once again, from the timeline, you're going to write everything down you know. Okay? So let's see. All right, what have they given us? Well, in this case, they've given us the amount, haven't they? They've given us A is equal to 50,000 Rand. All right, and they're asking us to find P. All right, so what did I do? I drew my little timeline and put in what I know. I know over here N is 8. I is the one I don't know. Am I right? Oh no, they told me, so put it in. They told us it was 10%. Oops. They said I was 10% per annum, per year. Okay. And the last thing they said to us is that it was type of interest, it was compound. All right. So they've said it is a compound interest problem. So the first thing we say, interest is compound type. Therefore, the formula is going to be A is equal to P1 plus I to the power of N. Always put it down. Next we say, right, let's put in. Okay, 50,000 over there is equal to P. Oh, we don't know, do we? 1 plus I. But I was given as 10%. What do? I have to use it as a decimal. I cannot use it as a percentage, which means it is 0.1. 1 plus 0.1 to the power of 8 years, because that's that. So I then say 50,000 is equal to P. And what is 1? Well, 1 plus 0.1 is 1.1. 1.1 to the power of 8 is equal to 2.1435. Okay, 6, whichever you like. Okay, therefore, what do I do now? Therefore, P is going to be 50,000 divided by 2.1436, because that was an 8 behind it. Okay, I take it to 4 decimals. You can actually take it to even more than 4 decimals. Okay, so therefore, it turns out to be 23,325. 0.36. Whoops, I moved that up by accident. 0.37. Why did I do that? This is money. Money is rands, cents, dollars, cents, pounds, pence. Okay? So we always put it to the second decimal. All right? Unless they tell you to the nearest rand, but generally speaking, it's to the decimal. All right? Let's do one more of these, shall we? Okay. An advertisement tells us that we double our money in 5 years. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is example 2. An advert, we double our money in 5 years. Double our money in 5 years. Okay, double our money in 5 years. Okay, using compound interest, is this possible or reasonable? Well, let's do a timeline. Okay, remember that's our key here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we put in our, remember, this is our amount, and I'm keeping to the same color coding, the green over here. This is the P, the principal, and then what are we going to do? We're just going to join the two up. Now we say, okay, we don't know. But the only thing we know here, n is equal to 5. And what do we do first of all? Interest type. We say interest type. They've told us it's compound. Therefore, we say A is equal to P1 plus I to the power of n and put in what we know. Right, that's all we know. What did they say right in the beginning? They said our money doubles. Okay? If you're not comfortable using symbols, put in a number. Call it 1 rand if you like. If it doubles, what's your amount going to be? 2. 100, 200, right? So what can we say here? We can say that P is equal to 2A. Or you could say that P is equal to 2 times, pick 100 rand. That you choose by yourself. Makes no difference. So therefore, P is going to be 200. And then do the calculation, putting in A and P and work out I. All right? Just a little trick, okay? They are very fond of this type of question, and it is a nice question because it just tests really if we know. So let's finish it off, shall we? Let's say to ourselves, right, let's put in what we know now. Okay, here we go. A, but hang on, that is going to be, okay, A and P. So 2A, A, 1 plus I to the power of 5, correct? All right? Because the amount was twice the principal. Jeepers, Kevin. Okay. Let me just take this. All right. Your principal, okay, is going to be half. Look what silly sausage me did. His brain is like way, way over the mountains. What did we say? We said if we put in 100 P, we get A equal to 200. Okay? Right? That's what we did. So therefore, we can say P is going to be 2P. All right? Okay? All right? Or A and 2A. All right? So, what do we get here? We say, right, then, we can divide by A. So we get 2 is equal to 1 plus I to the power of 5. What do we do here? We take the fifth root. Right? And the fifth root leads us to, basically, if you take the fifth root of 2, you get 1.1487 is equal to 1 plus I, brackets like that. Take the 1 across, you get 0.1487 is equal to I. Therefore, I is going to be equal to 14.87%. You multiply by 100, right? Is it possible? Yes. Okay. Interest rates are not that ridiculous. If you got like 150%, you'd say, possibly not. Okay. Not in a normal economy anyway. So please always remember, if they tell you double your money, triple your money, or whatever the case might be, all right, you do that. Okay. Okay. Lastly, the last thing is to remember on these is that, okay, hire purchase is always simple interest. It's always simple interest, right? Always remember this, that you've got your cash price or the quoted amount, okay, or the ticket price. I've seen that as well. The ticket price less the deposit. Now remember, what is this about? This is the principal. Okay? This is the amount you borrow. Okay? Please always remember that the deposit comes off, right? When you go into the store, you're going to be paying out a deposit. Okay? The deposit is what you're going to do is you're going to subtract it, okay, from the ticket price or the quoted price. The ticket price is the one that's on the item, right? So you have to pay a deposit. Why? Well, the deposit is kind of like the store's way of saying that you're going to pay. Otherwise, you're going to lose that deposit and you're going to lose the item. They're going to come fetch it. Okay? Right. Now, let's just have a look here. All right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to end this one, and then I'm going to do an example in the next section where it's going to go into this, and then we're going to go into statistics. I don't like to overlap the two, but I do want to finish off this example I've got on a hire purchase contract. Okay? So please have a look at the next one. As I said, I do apologize for it, but I haven't got time to finish it. I don't want to make the videos too long. 30 minutes is about pretty much the download cutoff time. Okay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next section. Cheers.